Wait, you mentioned there's a lot of temptation.
Yeah, on my part, I mean, for me, right, because eligible bachelors
Yes.
can spend on me versus...
Maybe that's why I started SGAG back then.
We had a big quarrel. I'm like,
Really?
can you be like a finance guy,
Like,
finance dude?
think of a proper
Yeah,
profession.
Yeah.
Physical intimacy doesn't rank as highly as when we were a lot younger. Yeah, but I guess now it's maybe more quality than quantity. Yeah, in the past you can have a lot of quantity.
Welcome to another episode of Men Explain, where we dive deep into the differences in the way men and women think.
And we do it with our best and most unapologetic takes. My name is Avery, this is Sonia, and we've joined by very special people today.
This is a total coincidence, okay? Because I am moving into a different stage of my life very soon. And I really wanted to ask our guests, will life drastically change after I get married?
Well, we've got our guests here who have been married for a long time, together for 15 years, gone through multiple phases of life. Please say hello to our guests, Adrian and Xin Lei.
Hi!
So basically today we're going to be talking about that exactly, right?
Yeah.
Parenthood and marriage. Just so you all know, I just turned 30. And it's like...
Oh, so old! Okay.
No, and I'm thinking it's something that I've always wanted. I don't know whether or not marriage is something that I want.
Okay.
But one thing has changed because when I was younger, I said, no, I didn't want marriage either. Now I'm like, okay lah, if I find
changing a
somebody,
little
okay
bit.
lah, I wouldn't mind.
30 years old already, still haven't. Better don't be so picky.
See, I knew this was going to be a best therapy session ever.
Very bad.
So you guys have been together publicly on all these platforms. Everyone knows about your relationship, your family now. Congratulations, by the way. Family just expanded.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So take us back to when you guys got together. How long has it been since then till now and this whole life development together?
2010 was when we got together, but actually we knew each other when we were in secondary school.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you didn't date
Your
in
own-
secondary.
We didn't date.
We
So
dated
how
different
to-
people.
We decided to give ourselves some chance to develop through puberty.
Right.
Okay. Right. The best version of yourself.
I'm going to be tapping you, saying weird things.
Back then, maybe not at our peak yet. We're like, okay, we
I
go
see.
and pick ourselves first.
We got together when I was at my lowest. I was the fattest and chubbiest back then.
True.
Yeah, I didn't...
Did you just agree? Did you just agree? Oh my goodness.
I saw the potential to...
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That's all that
Tip
matters.
number one, see the potential in somebody.
Okay. But how...
Right, Avery?
Okay, I'm learning. No, but how did it happen? I know you guys
Who
knew each
hit on
other.
who?
Yeah, who hit on who? What was the move? Did he stretch an arm around you? What was it like?
You go.
No, it was very sweet. It was very sweet.
If you're going to
What?
upsell
I don't
yourself
know how
now,
you do
right?
this. How do you do this?
Okay, so back then there was still MSN. Yeah. So, I mean, we have been schoolmates.
Yes.
before,
So you sent
and
her a
we-
nudge lah.
Yeah. No. We are good. Knock. So we actually had the same MSN status.
Oh, we had the same status.
Yeah. So that's how we kind of got connected to each other.
No,
started
so basically with
talking
MSN, you can put your own
Yeah.
status message, right?
Like
And ours
online?
was
No.
like,
Yeah, online.
Angels or Demons. You know the
Oh my,
Dishwala
the
song?
song.
Oh, yes.
We had the same one.
The
It was
exact
like,
same line from the song.
yeah. Or maybe I was stalking her and I just changed.
Yeah.
Hey, oh my god, you have the same status.
So you all
I
had the
love
same
that
status.
song.
Yeah, we had the same
And
status,
then
yeah.
he reached out to you.
We started chatting or something like that.
Yeah, we just started chatting.
Pure friendship, just talking about life, catching up after 10 years from secondary school.
Wow.
And then
And then
I knew he was going for an overseas volunteer program as part of SMU. He was from SMU. And then I said, okay, just join lah. Courtship was basically just that trip.
Courtship. Wow, that's very formal.
Are you all 105?
Yes.
Like
I love that. That's the most formal thing I've heard on this podcast.
the courtship lasted.
Courtship. Every how's your courtship
It's
going?
going good, mother.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 days. I think all of 5 days.
Is it 5 days? Yeah, it's about there.
It was an orphanage trip. So then on that trip, he was playing with kids, right? Then you see men play with kids and oh yeah, so cute.
Then she saw the
You
goodness.
knew that was going to happen, right?
No,
You
of
knew
course
you
not.
pulled that move.
That was not the plan.
No, he
I
did
was
something.
there.
So there was the cutest boy in the orphanage, and then for some reason, he knows how to fold, I don't know, what was it, a caterpillar?
No.
With a palm tree leaf. And then he
Grasshopper.
folded a grasshopper.
I learned from my kampong days last time.
So he folded that grasshopper.
this kind.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He made a grasshopper out of multiple leaves. So he made that, got the cutest boy in the orphanage to deliver that to me. So we're sitting on the field. Imagine this, you're sitting on the field, I'm playing with a kid, and then I get this tap from the back, from the boy. he shows me this grasshopper, and then the boy points to him sitting afar
And
then
what was his face? What was his face?
smiling lah.
And then, yeah, it was just like one of the nights I was like, hey, you know what, if I bring her to go and see the stars? Because
Aiyo.
in
Aiyo.
Cambodia, there's no city lights. It's gonna be beautiful. Yeah, so I managed to convince the rest of my group mates like, hey, y'all go. Then I remember my buddy was just like, huh? What do you mean? Leave you guys behind in the orphanage? I was like, yeah. Just leave us behind.
Oh, you're quite romantic, actually.
I would have not been able to tell, actually. That is so romantic.
The question that I gotta ask is: has the romance died 15 years later, or is,
Hey,
it,
what a
years.
way to
or
segue.
is it still going strong?
So we're jumping all the way 15 years later.
I gotta find
I
out
would
first.
say it has evolved.
After the 5 days of courtship, right? When you guys came back to Singapore, how do you continue that?
Oh, this one I can say.
Okay.
So I was about to start work on the 2nd of January. Formal, the actual starting my career, right?
Yeah.
And then on the 1st of January, he decided to ask me, should we become exclusive?
Official.
Yeah, official.
Did he
And
say
he's-
steady back then?
No.
What do you say?
Can I have
we
your
stay?
hand?
I stayed mine.
I stayed mine.
I state my.
I don't know what you said, but I think you said, okay, let's be official.
Okay.
But the strategy was this, because I was going to go into the workforce, and he said, okay, he needs to choke me before I see all the sea of men, eligible bachelors. So that was his strategy. He told me after that.
Being very strategic
Very smart.
like that. Yeah, because when she goes into the office, I'll be fighting with a lot of
There's too many fish in the
No,
sea.
because we're still
CBD
studying.
bros and the
Yeah.
finance
CBD.
bros.
Finance bros.
And back then I was just still a student, so I had to calculate my moves a little
I
bit.
see that. Though. I see that. It's very
actually
smart.
pretty smart,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
very, very smart.
Yeah, so he choked me. So literally in office, people will ask, okay, are you attached? I had to say yes. So nobody could make any moves on me.
Wait, so I'm curious because you guys have been through so many phases of life together, and you started off as schoolmates, right? And then you go into the workforce. It's a very big transition because you would have to finish up your school,
Yes.
and you were out there first.
Yes.
So were you kind of concerned that things might change and people might change throughout the next few years?
Yeah, I was concerned. That's why I choked first.
Yeah, that's why you choked.
I've seen too many bad stories out there already.
No, there are a lot of
in NS,
temptations,
the girl in uni, then the guys is stuck outside.
Wait, you mentioned there's a lot of temptation.
Yeah, on my part, I mean, for me, right, because eligible bachelors
Yes.
can spend on me versus
I can make grasshoppers.
can bring me to a free paddy field to look at stars.
So then how did you work through that? I mean, in every phase of our life, there will always be distractions. There will always be other people. There will always be other opportunities. How do you navigate that?
I think it's what I wanted. I think it's based on me, right? Because, yeah, I had temptations, but his acts of love kind of moved me. So that's what I was looking for, right? So he would come and deliver bubble tea
yeah.
like 8 p.m. while I was
Just to
working
make
very
sure
Yeah,
that-
late.
no, it was just a flex. Yeah, he'll be like, bubble.
Who's that? Who's that?
Okay, nobody here.
I mean, it's definitely challenging, I would say. It's just there's a lot of pressure on my end as well because I'm studying, I know that there's a lot of, guys out there who have a lot more
insecurities.
insecurity. And it's natural. I guess that's why there was also that motivation to work hard lah. Yeah, or achieve like something. Maybe that's why I started SGAG back then. I'm not sure if it helped though.
I think I did it.
No, not in the early days. She was very skeptical about it.
Really?
We had a big quarrel. I'm
Really?
like, can you be like a finance guy,
Like,
finance dude?
think
you
of a proper profession.
Yeah, when he was making memes in the back of his classroom. Like, can you get a proper job?
Wow.
Yeah, so we had to talk it through to convince her that this is gonna get somewhere someday.
Were you as sure with SGAG as you were with Xin Lei? Like, were you as sure with it? Because obviously from the very beginning, it seems like you knew what you wanted in a partner.
Yeah, I feel like with her, I'm a lot more sure lah. With with SGAG back then,
Taking a chance.
making a living out of memes. I mean, it's literally like unheard of.
Right.
Yeah, so hard to convince like anybody. But yeah, she decided to take that leap of faith and trust that it's gonna get
did.
somewhere.
No, I did, right?
And you saw the entire process through, like from
true.
its birth to its success.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
Did it affect the dynamic of
Yeah.
your relationship at any point?
No, actually, I'm more proud of him than not. But I always joke, right? It's a misrep because I married him when he wasn't Xiao Ming yet.
Yes.
So now that he's Xiao Ming, then I cannot refund, right? I have to go with it. And then he chooses to prank me. Then what do I do?
Hey man, wedding vows for better or for the worst part. The worst part is for real one.
And you end up in the videos also now. You have no choice.
Because he pays the bills. So
Yeah. So you're supportive.
yeah,
in
I
that
have to be
way.
supportive. No, but I'm proud of him. So I think whether he has changed, No, I think it's been good, I guess.
That's great, no? Because that was one of the main problems that I had in the dating field back then. Because they're like, oh, you're going to be so public. I don't know how like this relationship would work. I don't know if you experienced this, Aves. Like even now as you're doing this for a number of years.
I do as well. But I think it's very different back then and now. I think now people are more exposed to social media and they're kind of more open towards this idea of us being in the public eye, and whether or not a partner's accepting of that or not, it's a very different story.
I think for us, it's less so the entertainment industry. But when he proposed to me and he had to ask for my hand from my dad, he actually, I think, put together a proposal to say...
a proposal for the proposal.
To assure my dad that like we would have a proper life, because he was still studying and then he just started SGAG, right? So then where is it going to lead to, and then where's he going to fund our life and all these things?
How did you know? Right, you're 25. At 25, I
didn't
was
know
like,
anything.
I was still twiddling my thumbs at 25, you know.
I was there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. How did you know at 25 that, okay, I'm ready to get married. This is the time. This is the moment.
It's a huge step.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I think there's a few things. I feel like with every relationship, at the start, the first 1-2 years, I mean, the first half a year, I guess maybe it's a bit honeymoon period, you know? Yeah, you don't see any flaws, you're okay with anything. It's only when you start getting a little bit more comfortable that you start to see whether that, you know, the other party can change according to your perception of what is an ideal partner. So they will go through kind of a little bit of that phase where you try to change the other person. So I feel like once you can get past that phase of whether, you know, however much the person can change versus what you have in your head, whether you can accept this person, whether you can still love the person. So I kind of feel like we went through a little bit like of that, like from the honeymoon phase to the phase where we're kind of fighting a little bit just because we cannot agree on certain things, and then to realize that there's still love. I feel like then that is where I kind of know that, you know, she's probably the one that I want to marry. And I also felt like we were at the stage in our lives where there's not going to be big changes anymore. Because by then I was kind of almost getting out of school.
Yeah,
I think I graduated already.
No, you bought a ring while...
Yeah, then I was already running like SGAG.
Oh, okay.
I had like a small business on the side. So I was earning a little bit of money already. So I kind of felt like our life stage would be the same. There wouldn't be big, massive changes anymore. So that's where I realized that, okay, I think this is, if it still feels right, it feels like this person I can marry lah.
And you also felt the same when it happened.
Yeah, because I go into a relationship thinking about marriage as the end point. Right? So I wasn't in a stage where I was like experimenting, trying to see whether he's the... Well, I mean, obviously trying to see whether he's the one, but it was always with marriage in mind. The intention of marrying in mind, right? So then no red flags, right? So yeah lah.
None at all.
Why are you looking at me?
What, is this something that you're hiding?
He's trying to look at any of the red flags here. You know. I'm a walking red flag. It's okay. It's always the guy that does the proposing, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever have a moment where you were like, I'm not ready for this?
Yes. Sorry, you're not asking me.
I mean...
Not ready for marriage? Is that your question?
Yeah. I don't know whether that was a conversation that you guys had back then.
I was never not ready. But did we have a conversation about marriage? No, actually no.
So it was really
a
surprise.
Yeah, it was a surprise. And that's the beauty of our proposal, that it was a pure surprise. He proposed on Everest Base Camp.
What?
Wow. Hey, you really spoil market Walao.
Did you tie a dental floss to the ring so that it doesn't drop in the snow?
Wow, I was damn scared.
What did you do? How?
As I was climbing up, because it was like 8 days of climbing up to the base
And then
camp.
5 days down.
Yeah, and every lunchtime I'll open
check.
my backpack. It's still there. Because I was telling my friend that, hey, you know, I'm going to go Everest Base Camp. I'm going to bring her along. Then my friend was just like, wow, if any girl is crazy enough to go to Everest Base Camp, you should
marry
propose
her.
her. You must marry her, you know. No girls will do this kind of things. I was like, True. Makes sense. I mean, because I was also deciding when to propose. I was like, okay lah, I think this would be a nice little place for me to do this.
Nice little
proposal.
place, he says.
Little place.
Yeah.
At the
Meanwhile,
base
mine
camp
at
of-
East Coast Park.
While she eating Hokkien mee,
while eating Hokkien mee.
sweating and everything.
I mean, but it was still a surprise for me. I really didn't know, because back to what you mentioned earlier, right, about whether you know or not that you're ready for marriage. I think Aves has known me long enough to also know that I don't think I was actually ready for marriage for a very long time. And it's not because of the person that I'm dating, which you also have met before, but it was more like the phase of my life. I think he's already very stable. You know, he's very sorted in his life, and I was still like very busy. I'm always chasing stuff. I'm always doing, and I just don't have the time to even take care of my house, that kind of stuff, you know. So I think he sensed that for the longest time, and he wasn't sure whether I was in the same phase mentally. Yeah, but we got there
So
eventually.
when he proposed, was there a trigger event that made you say, okay, yeah, I think yes?
You know, it's also whether you can see a life with this person in a way, right? Like, yeah, it's not so much about the act of like doing this whole wedding banquet thing itself, more than like, I need to genuinely know whether I can share a space with this person. I think for me, it was more like he got my love language. You know, I'm also acts of service. I like acts of services as well. And he was not always like that in the beginning. So then when we communicated that, I realized like, hey, you know, we fight. We're fighting better now. We're not as like spicy and fiery as before. In the past, I would just like walk up, be like, yeah, okay, bye, quick. I got my own house, right? Okay, bye, go on. Like, you know, that kind of thing. But after a while, you realize if you really want to make it work with someone, how you fight is super important as well. Not just the part where it's good, right? How you resolve the bad shit is also really important.
For me, I think things were very comfortable. And to your point, you can imagine life with that person, not otherwise. So then it was very easy for me to say yes. I was surprised, but then it was immediately yes. Not like oh no, what do I do?
I mean, the altitude probably she was not thinking straight. Like,
So the plan was to make sure there was not so much oxygen in her head.
Correct.
Hypoxia was the reason why she said
The
yes.
altitude sickness that morning that I proposed, she was all swollen.
So literally, I was
So I was like,
swollen.
wow, that's a great moment. She needs me.
I literally vomited the morning of the proposal.
Oh my
And
god.
I was
Wow.
swollen from the altitude sickness pills
You chose the weakest point.
I'll be there forever.
forever.
Oh my god. Okay. So y'all obviously had a lot of phases of life together, right? Will you change anything in the timeline of your relationship?
No, I don't
Or do you think
so.
everything was really like set perfectly for you guys?
No, so for context, right, we got together 2010, got proposed to 2012, so that was 3 years in, and 2012 to 3 years in. And then we waited 3 years before we actually did the banquet. So officially got married 3 years in. And then like everything after happened in 3-year phases, right? So I think that was a good timeline because 3 years is not a too short or too long time for you to know that person and move to the next stage of being engaged. And you kind of sort things out, you kind of start living together, and then you kind of know how that person lives, and then you go into actual formal marriage life. I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
Would you?
I think it's nice. It's nice timing, like, actually, I feel.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just had an episode where we were talking about living together before getting married, right? When you guys started living together, this was when you were engaged still?
Yes.
Or,
Still engaged. Before
and
signing
parents
the
that you
papers.
did not know how
No.
it was like to live together.
No.
Did you see any like weirdness or red flags? You can tell us now.
Yeah, I mean, he likes to squeeze the toothpaste from the middle. I like to squeeze it from the...
You squeeze it from the middle.
You know, there are all these memes where like when you transition from girlfriend to fiancé to wife, right? Suddenly the girlfriend turns into an ogre or something. Like I feel like sometimes I'm like that. Like you show your true side to the partner that you're with, right? And suddenly I'm in like the worst pajamas, no makeup, my hair is greasy, like just terrible. For me, that's the next part of my life already, right? And I thought this was like a perfect chance to ask you all also. Did anything change majorly after officially getting married? Because at this point, I feel like I don't foresee any major changes aside from what, like shared finances, I don't know, possible kids in the future. But other than that, did anything really change?
I mean, being able to live together every day is like, it's like a dream, no? When you're dating, you're just like, oh my god, I can spend every day, every night, with your loved ones. It's beautiful.
She's like, that's the dream, okay.
But then when you actually start living together, after getting like married, and then now knowing that's really for better or for worse, and then you need to actually plan your life out.
Yeah.
I feel like that is where the tricky part like comes in. Because one thing that I've realized when it comes to dating versus like marriage is that there are certain things. I mean, when you're dating, right, you're not really working on any project together. I mean, you can call, the relationship a project, but when you start really planning for a house, you start planning for a wedding, you need to do things together. Oh, that is where you realize that there's another dynamics to the entire like relationship, and we have to do that lah. When it comes to our marriage, where we did a wedding planning, we did a house planning, we realized that Our style
Different
is very
style.
different.
Very
So what's her
different.
style? And then you tell us what your style is.
So she's the kind who likes to deliberate on her decisions. She likes to weigh out the pros and cons, look at
Okay.
all the options. Whereas for me, right, I like it. Let's just
do it.
do it. Let's just settle on it. And just
I'm
quick-
exactly the
This
same.
is how he chose you
I'm
also.
exactly the same.
just quickly decide on this
I
and
get
move
it.
on.
Yes, like don't waste time on something so long.
There's
Okay.
a lot of things that we need to do.
Son,
But she was
do
like,
you
"No,
have my
let-
back? Are you like that? Or are you the chomp chomp
No,
one?
I completely get that as well.
Yeah,
Because
so when
I'm
you're
a bit
dating,
of
you know,
both. I'm a bit
yeah.
of both. Yeah.
The different when you're dating is like, oh, it's nice, you know, she balanced me out. But when you're working on something together, it's really like a project team, you know. Then there's somebody that don't agree with you, that you want to move fast, and this person wants to.
But wedding flowers, you need to think, right?
gosh.
Big one, I think
Oh,
about this.
actually,
and like which
I think my partner will not have a decision in this. Yeah.
Shall we check in on him?
Like germs, blink twice if you need help. The venue also I chose already.
wow.
so what has Germs done?
Exist.
Oh, see, he's supposed to turn up, lah.
He will
He
just have to,
he has to wake up on time.
He just has
Wake
to
up on time, show it there, just say I do. And
and then you're
you
good.
can go,
Pass.
you can go,
Okay,
pass,
pass. You're
finish.
done. You're
okay,
done.
so obviously a lot of things that we're talking about now is like, you know, quirks and, you know, all these things that you're working. But on a brighter side, on a happier side, right? What was the one thing that you guys said, like, you know what, I'm so glad that we can finally do this together as a married couple? And are you looking forward to something like that?
I don't know yet, but you know, we have spent the last few years living at each other's places quite a bit. But it just doesn't feel like our official home yet. You know what I mean? Because it almost feels like an extended sleepover because I'm at his place, but and have some clothes there and my skincare there. And it still doesn't feel like I built that place with him. You know what I mean, right? So maybe that's what I'm looking forward to. I would say,
A
like, for
home
us
with
to have
him.
a shared home together that we've decided on, you know, like a place that we both like and that we really want to build together. Because I like the whole idea of like, after a long day, I just want to yap to someone. Like whether or not he absorbs it or listens is okay. Like sometimes I can tell he's blur. He's not really listening to the tea that I'm spilling. Like I'm like, hey, I got gossip. He's like, 10 minutes in, I see his face like that.
For the first couple of years, we actually wanted to really enjoy like, our married life, just a married couple. So we really kind of spent a lot of time traveling. Yeah, we really, really love traveling. So I think that's when because, you know, financially we're a little bit more ready and steady. We have built our house.
Yeah.
And that's why we thought, okay, maybe we can travel the world around a little bit. So I think we spent quite a number of years just visiting all the different places all over the
And
world.
you guys were still so young at the time.
Yeah. So it was nice.
I love that.
Yeah, still.
I would like to also get a wife and then travel.
Avery's like eventual goal is to
Travel
really
the whole
backpack
world,
across
yeah.
the entire world or something. So you need to find someone
Who's willing to do the
who's
same?
willing to do that and backpack with you. I mean, okay, traveling definitely is one of the things that you did. What about when you have kids now? Do you still travel as much or have that much alone time? It's gonna be tough, right?
I feel like the biggest change is not really from dating to getting married.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's the marriage to
It's
kids,
the
lah.
marriage to
obviously.
kids. I think that is where there is like a big like change in terms of how we live like our life, how we are like as a couple, and you know the kind of amount of time that you actually have even for yourself.
And you're making decisions based around the kids as well, right? Most of the time.
Yeah. Especially when they're like so young, so small.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, in the early days, you know, the baby really requires all the attention from her, from me. Yeah, so that's where the dynamics and you know everything changes. Like hobbies are hard to upkeep. Yeah, when you just first have a kid. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that changes when you have a little one.
That's actually a little bit of a fear of mine, frankly, because I kind of really like life now. I'm really enjoying life now, like as it is. I don't know whether I'm ready to like give all of that up for. I mean, I'm sure it's worth it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it feels very rewarding, but I also see couples with no kids who have a really fun life. So
No, it's a saying, right? You can have a fulfilling life without having kids. But once you have a kid, you need to put in the effort to make it even more fulfilling. Something along those lines. But basically the point is, you don't need to have kids to have a fulfilling life.
Okay, then in that case, I don't know if the next question be a bit too intrusive, but this is what I hear from some married couples, okay? Their concern is that like the intimacy changes after you get married, or maybe even have kids. Maybe that's the one that really
That's the one that
changes
really
things.
changes things.
How has that changed for you, if you guys don't mind answering, and how do you combat that or deal with that?
Tough.
Still dealing with it. Still figuring it
No
out.
kids
magic
is-
formula, man.
Yeah, because I mean, really, the kind of quality time that you get with one another, it really drops like a lot. And even if you have that little time, maybe you want to spend doing something else. Like in the past, date nights are just very normal. But now date nights are really, really like far and few like in between. Physical intimacy doesn't rank as highly as when we were a lot younger. Yeah, but I guess now it's maybe more quality than quantity. Yeah, in the past you can have a lot of quantity.
I can see it definitely scares Aves when you say that. It's like,
Yeah, but now, your love tank is filled by other things as well, like your kids.
Right.
Yeah, it's really, really sweet.
And you don't mind that. You guys don't mind that.
I mean, we chose this path, right? So we decided to set our family. So so we're gonna accept it.
When did y'all decide that, okay, maybe it's time to try for kids?
2 years. Standard
Yeah, travel.
then
yeah.
okay, then try.
So you actually had a
Typical.
timeline.
Not a timeline per se.
But we
lah.
knew we didn't want to have kids immediately after we got married.
Yeah.
You said that when you married Adrian, he wasn't Xiao Ming yet,
Yeah.
right? Oh, the ya was so...
Yeah, misread.
right. So after the marriage, how long in before did Adrian become Xiao Ming?
3-4 years.
Oh, really?
Started SGAG for a while, then the character came along.
So after that happened, right, did you face any challenge with trying to deal with this new internet personality that he is? And was there anything that you faced with Xiao Ming? Or was it really just at the end of the day, he's still Adrian to me?
He's very different as Xiao Ming and Adrian. Have you
would
you
think
know
so.
him as Adrian, right?
I've seen him as Xiao
Adrian
Ming.
and also Xiao Ming, right?
Yeah, I've seen him as Xiao Ming at most events.
Yeah.
So what to you as the wife is the difference?
No, what I had to deal with was so
What I had to deal with.
You drink some water first. You look a bit tense, eh?
to climb Everest base camp again.
no, I mean the fact that he was an online personality meant he had to spend a lot of time doing all these videos and spend a lot of time at social events. So I think that was tough for me because I'm not in the entertainment industry, right? So I've got a typical job. So for me, it's 9 to whatever time I finish work, right? But for him, he needed to go and socialize with people. He needed to do a lot of content. Everything is still content, right? So that was tough for me to get used to. But I just had to support him.
Yeah. I mean, similar experience with Germs and I because he's in finance, right? So he's
As
just...
typical as can get.
Yeah,
Same.
exactly. So he's just you have to do events, you have to host events at 10, then you come back at 10, 11 p.m. or whatever it is. And then weekends, sometimes I have to work as well when typically people rest during the weekends and you can do your own stuff, right? So ever since you had a family, had kids, do you consciously make the decision okay, weekends, I guess I really have to change my schedule, block it out? Because that's the only way. I find that, to have to spend time with my own parents who are aging also, I at least have to block out Sundays. Sundays don't assign me anything. I at least have to have this time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, in the past, really, when it comes to socializing event or even business lunch or dinner, I'm usually quite chill. Whenever you want to meet me, I'll kind of make time for you. But now I really if there's no need to meet for dinner, let's not meet for dinner.
Yeah.
Let's just meet for lunch. We just talk over coffee. So I think being a little bit more strategic in terms of how I use my time, what kind of conversation this is, and then, be able to then carve out time for the family is important because I only get to spend that number of hours with my kid and with her. Yeah, so I think that is where it's important.
I think if there's one thing that I've learned, even though I haven't crossed that signing papers marriage part yet, is that because we've been together for about 6 years now, you really have to make conscious decisions at every stage of your relationship, I find. There's always going to be a lifestyle difference, at least for me and him. We have such different lifestyles. He's super healthy and fit and he likes to go hike in the morning, and I think we ran into you a couple of times. You were dropping your kid off at something like that, right? And we walked right into you. I mean, it wasn't my choice. He's the one that wants to go hike in the early morning and stuff. So I have to make these conscious decisions so that we can spend time together. If not, we will have almost no time together, frankly. We're always so busy. You come back home, you sleep. End of story.
Same. I think even for us, it's the same. Especially now with 2 kids, we have to readjust again our lifestyle. So we really, really try to make it a point Friday night or Saturday night, after putting the kids to sleep, we just kind of go down to the bar downstairs and just chill out for a while together.
Because I work a very weird schedule, right? Yeah. So my time starts at 8 and at 12 midnight every day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the last relationship I had was tough because she worked a regular job.
Yeah.
So when she ended work, I started work.
gone. Okay.
Yeah. And then when I end work, she's already asleep. So it was quite tough, right? And so I think even at that point, I tried to make it a point to say like, let's try and do something at least on the weekends or whatnot. But then it became even more difficult because I was just starting out my career. So do you think it's possible, right, to have both a successful career and also a successful marriage?
I sure hope so. I mean, I hope so.
No, not just kidding.
We're like reality check.
I'm crying here. No, I want to say yes, but you need to find a partner who really understands. I mean, in your case, you need to find a partner who is willing to accept and fully commit herself to this 8 to 12 midnight schedule. That
You're
has
talking to the
and will have
ex.
No.
Sorry.
Future.
Your
Yeah.
future. Okay.
Yeah. No, because I mean, I watched some pop star interview, right? And for the Korean actors and actresses, the reason why they marry each other is because they
No one else
understand each other.
understands.
Nobody understands, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for us, it's not that bad, because he still can say no to certain things and he can still spend normal working hours with me. So, yeah, I think you need to find somebody who really understands. If not, it will not work.
You know, when I got moved to the mornings, right? Okay, mornings may seem like, it's a lot easier to adapt compared to nights because I've been there, done that. It was tough. But for mornings, because I realized over the course of time, I can't just keep sleeping at like midnight and then waking up before 5 and then, I'll just take a nap later. Because in your mind, you're thinking like, I can break my sleep up and you just sleep at a normal time. But it really was bad for my mental health. It was bad for my
Physical health,
my skin.
yeah.
I don't know, like everything in general. I just felt so moody and tired all the time, right? So I told Germs, I need to try and sleep by 10 p.m. Like every day, every day. And by 9:30, I'm going to wind down already. So moving forward, because I'm like, when I make a decision, I'm 0 or 100. So I'm very like, I made this decision for myself, so I'm going to stick by it, right? So then I said, I don't expect you to wind down at 9, although it'd be nice because we do stay a lot together. And actually this whole episode, right, it caused a lot of fights between us because he works normal hours where he knocks off at like 6-ish, sometimes 7 if he has some stuff going on. Then he has like a dinner thing with his friends that's like 7:30 or 8. So I stopped joining the dinners because if it starts at 8, it'll end at like 10 and then by the time I sleep it's like midnight. It's not going to work out for me. And we fought so much because I kept telling him like, you don't understand how it feels like to wake up before 5 a.m. I was like, I don't expect you to understand and you will never understand until you do it every day for 2 years. And it just took a toll on us for a little while because he was very stressed when I got stressed about sleeping at a certain time. And then I'll be grumpy, moody, and then, that's just like a whole thing altogether. But I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there. He's starting to like, we have to meet in the middle somehow. What is one thing that the two of you do for each other now to keep the spark alive?
Grasshoppers.
I wouldn't be surprised, okay? Real one this time.
Real grasshopper.
But if you can, what are some things that you guys do for each other?
I mean, if I can say it's really simple stuff, it's about deliberately making time for one another. Because time is really so precious now. I mean, back then, really, time is just like you have all the time in the world. Actually, that is all it takes these days. It's not like the big romantic gestures in the past. I mean, I think it'd be nice if, for example, I can surprise her again with, I don't know, another shooting star thing. But, it's just realistically not possible. So now it's just making do with whatever little that we have. I feel like making the effort is important. Yeah.
His love language is acts of service. So for him, when he does things for me, I make it a point to appreciate him. So I think it's a mix of acts of service and words of affirmation. So then I would thank him and make sure that I appreciate that thing that he did for me.
Yeah.
Like, so
you are seen.
Yeah,
you are seen and heard.
Like he spent time planning our upcoming Perth trip itinerary. So I need to make sure, wow, that's
Lovely.
Now I don't know whether she genuinely mean it or she just saying it because...
to make you happy.
After you leave, she's like, are you serious? Do you guys have any advice for couples who are currently thinking of maybe marriage, parenthood, the next step in life?
Marriage is not that scary. From dating to marriage, as long as you've got a strong foundation and you know each other well enough, you'll be fine. It's from marriage to parenthood, you need to both want kids and then plan for it. I think that's about it.
I think for me, maybe it is just constantly check in on one another through the different phases of your relationship. Yeah, because you never know. You only can plan ahead so much. Yeah, so I think really when we thought about having a kid, to actually having a kid and how it actually affects us, even we had like our own struggles when our first boy came along, right? I mean, he's a bundle of joy, but I think that disrupted like the relationship and dynamics that we have. Suddenly, I'm not the most important like person in the family.
So you're jealous of your kid?
Not say jealous lah. Just that I also want some love.
Right.
Yeah, I also want some. I feel like we didn't really like in a way talk about it. We talked about what kind of parents we want to be, but we didn't really talk about how are we gonna be husband and wife when we have a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like those constant checking as we move into different phases, whether it's a new job, having a kid, or just getting married, I think that is important. Yeah.
I'll add on, right? You just have to evolve with each other because we are very different people from 15 years ago, and you will probably be very different people. 3-5 years down the line, right? So you just have to evolve with each other because if you don't, then you are kind of either you're stuck, you're left behind, or somebody is 5 steps ahead. Yeah. But I would say the marriage tip I would tell the viewers would be let ego down. Don't hold your ego up when you're in a marriage because that's the one thing that I think breaks the relationship. Yeah.
This is something I heard from a priest, okay?
Oh, wow.
Because, sorry, I'm Catholic, so I had to do that. So he then asked me this question. He was like, what happens if down the road, after you get married, you find someone as handsome and perfect and like just as awesome as your partner right now, but even better? What do you do?
What?
There's no option.
What
Just
happens?
say no lah.
No.
I'll show you what I'll do.
Okay.
I'm married.
I'm holding a word to that.
I saw this from a comedian, and this was the kind of same scenario. He said that if I go up to a lady and I just show them my ring and I say I'm married, they're gonna immediately think this guy is crazy anyway, so he's not gonna be interested in me.
They're going to be turned off.
Exactly. Then there's no chance that I can do anything stupid. So I'm just gonna be I'm married.
No, but sometimes they are the ones that come onto you. Then how?
I act crazy.
Just like that. It's a trick question because technically, if you've chosen to marry a person, you've already chosen what's the best option for you.
Yeah.
And you keep making that choice throughout the period of time that you're married because you'll be faced with challenges, you have disagreements.
You have temptations.
You have temptations thrown around
actually,
every time. But you have to just know that I already decided and I already chose. And end of story. So yeah, in a less crazy way than what you just. But yes, very close, very close.
If you're ever out at a bar one day, you hear somebody shouting, I'm married! Avery! Hey!
Yes. Like, we get it. Thank you for spending time with us here today.
you.
It was nice to have both of you here.
Please make sure to follow us on all our socials, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok as well. It's clarity.co.
And of course, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Me Listen, please continue to share, tell all your friends about it, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye!
Bye.
I realized that I sleep naked, so I don't actually...
Oh my, I did not need to know that. I did not need to know that. Lucky girls.
Lucky or unlucky.
Very lucky, yeah.